Shalom Yeladim! It's time to learn the Parsha. The Parsha of the week is Korach, Korach, Korach. The Parsha of the week is Korach, Korach. The Parsha of the week is Korach, Korach, Korach. The Parsha of the week is Korach, Korach. Well, it's very unusual for a Parsha to be named after somebody. But if the Torah names a Parsha after a person, it means that we need to learn a lesson from them. Who was Korach? Well, let's hear. When the Yidden were in the Midbar, everyone was getting along and things were going just fine. Moshe Rabbeinu would talk to Hashem, and Hashem would teach him things, and then Moshe would teach the people, and Aaron and his children would work inside the Mishkan, and the Levim would stand outside the Mishkan. They would sing, they would help in the carrying of the Mishkan when the Bnei Yisrael would travel, and things were just fine. But there was one man who was not happy. His name was Korach. Korach also came from the Shevet of Levi. And Korach was feeling a little bit jealous. He said to himself, that Moshe and Aaron, they take all the important jobs for themselves. And when they take those important jobs for themselves, they also give important jobs to their children. Am I not also from the Shevet of Levi? Do I not also deserve a great job, an important job, and to be an important person, just like Moshe and Aaron? Well, he was so jealous that his jealousy became such a big Yetzer Hara inside of him that he wanted to do something about it. Instead of saying to himself, Hashem is the one that gave Moshe and Aaron those jobs, he thought that Moshe and Aaron did it by themselves. And he was going to get other people to be upset with Moshe and Aaron too. Who could he get to be his buddies? Who would also come and stand up against Moshe and Aaron? Korach thought to himself, I know who to go to. I'm going to go to the Shevet of Reuven. The Shevet of Reuven must not be so happy with Moshe, because when we made the Egel HaZahav, the big golden calf, the Bechorah was taken away from Reuven because should have been theirs because they were the oldest Shevet. And all those important jobs, they would have been his. Reuven, who was the Bechor of all the Shvatim, they would have been the one who were working in the Mishkan. They would have been like the Kohanim. I bet if I go talk with them, deep inside, they probably are angry at Moshe for taking the Bechorah away from them. And so Korach went to the Shevet of Reuven and started talking to them and saying, aren't you angry? Look at this Moshe. He makes all these decisions by himself. He takes all the important jobs for himself and his brother and their children. We're going to rise up against Moshe. Do you want to come and rise up against him with us? We're going to fight this. We're going to make this right. Well, the Shevet of Reuven, when they saw that Korach was so very strong in his opinion, when they saw that he was so strong and he was going to stand up against Moshe, they thought, wow, this is going to work. So 250 people joined Korach. And his best buddies were Dasan and Aviram. Those two were the best buddies of Korach. Whatever Korach said, Dasan and Aviram did. And so they went from Shevet to Shevet to argue against Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was sitting in his tent, and all of a sudden Korach came with this big group of people. And Korach stood up to Moshe and he said, "You, Moshe, we don't want you to be our leader. You make all these decisions by yourself. You take all the important jobs for you and your brother and the children of your families. What about us? Aren't we great? Didn't we also cross the Yam Suf? Didn't we also get the Torah? Doesn't Hashem also talk to us?" Whoa, Moshe Rabbeinu was so very surprised. He didn't know how angry Korach was. And he for sure didn't know that there were so many other people who were angry as well. So he tried to make them not be so angry and to give them some time to cool down. He said, "You know what? We're going to have a test. We will see who Hashem has chosen to be the workers and to be the Kohen Gadol in the Mishkan. Tomorrow morning, you are going to bring a pan, and in that pan, you are going to bring the special spices for the ketoret. Now, I'm going to warn you, whoever brings the ketoret without good reason, whoever is not allowed and given permission to bring the ketoret, can die from bringing that korban. Only the true Kohen Gadol can come and bring the ketoret in the Mishkan. And if he does it right, Hashem rewards him with life. But if chas v'chalila he's not the right person, or he makes a mistake, the Kohen Gadol can die. If you want to see who is really, truly the Kohen Gadol, and who Hashem has chosen, tomorrow morning you will come and we will look and watch and see. Whoever Hashem chooses, that is the one who is going to live. And Moshe Rabbeinu really hoped that at night, when Korach and all these people from Shevet Reuven go home, that they would think about it again and start using their Yetzer HaTov and change their mind and not bring the Ketoret the next day. But no, Korach spent the whole night talking with all of Klal Yisrael and making them all angry with Moshe and Aaron. The next morning, instead of things being quiet and going back to good, Korach had even more people behind him when he came to stand in front of Moshe. Let's find out what happens next.